Today, we've got your first look at the bug-smashing Lost Planet colonies.
Plus the latest ridiculous new video game legislation and new Metal Gear Solid 4 footage. X-Play starts now.
X-Play, TV's most watched video game show.
Today on X-Play, we head back into battle for a preview of Lost Planet Colonies. We'll fill you in on all the new content and the explosive multiplayer. Plus, we go on location to the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater for their hilarious take on Halo 3 and video game culture. Then we head to Miami for an all-access look at the music in the Bourne Conspiracy and talk with DJ Paul Oakenfold about the upcoming game Score. Ready, steady, go! It's game time!
Welcome to X-Play, the only video game show with a handsome vestigial tail. I'm Morgan Webb.
And I'm Adam Spessler. We're coming to you from the G4 studios in Los Angeles on April 1st, the day when everyone on the internet thinks they're so clever.
Yes.
On today's show, we try to pick up the pieces in our review of Obscure: The Aftermath.
Then we get a sneak peek at tomorrow's zero punctuation review of Army of Two, plus a mysterious safety deposit box in Zurich gave us an all-access pass to the music of the Bourne Conspiracy. But first, let's get all of the top headlines in today's gaming update.
Gran Turismo 5 Prologue recently became the fastest-selling PlayStation 3 game in the UK in just 1 week. Shattering the record previously held by Resistance: Fall of Man, Sony's racing sim was released overseas late last week and will be available here in the US on April 15th for $40. Now attention Arizona viewers, your M-rated games may be in peril. The state legislature is considering a new proposal that aims to punish individuals who produce or distribute so-called dangerous materials. Rich Taylor, the Senior VP of Communications for the ESA, tells X-Play, quote, "The real consequence of the bill is it would inhibit computer and video game developers' creative expression. This bill attempts to circumvent the Constitution and restrict Arizona's citizens' rights." Anyone looking for more information on this story should visit our website at g4tv.com/xplay or go to videogamevoters.org. Sadly, the fascist tactics of Arizona are not an April Fool's joke. Today, the internet is full of fake gaming news and nonsense, and sites are posting bogus press releases and cake pictures. Most of the gags are forgettable, but there is one joke that's really worth noting. This morning, a video titled Assassin Solid appeared on YouTube. This mashup puts everyone's favorite assassin in the modern day, as well as shows off some brand new Metal Gear Solid 4 gameplay. Here's a quick look.
Hi, this is Jade Raymond, producer of Assassin's Creed. Today, I'd like to announce a brand new chapter in the series. Take a look.
While we don't know who's actually responsible for that video, it is worth noting that it was Assassin's Creed that gave Kojima the confidence to go ahead with the open world quality of Metal Gear Solid 4. Alright, that's all for today's gaming update, and stay tuned because later we'll have another April Fool's video, this time for Legend of Zelda, the movie. Be sure to visit us on the web at g4tv.com/AprilFools to continue getting all the latest video game news, as well as a roundup of all of today's fake news. But now let's go over to Morgan, who's about to witness the aftermath.
Thanks, Adam. Now
To remind you, getting it to means we can't really recommend this sequel to Obscure, but in today's X list, we've got the top 5 obscure games we can recommend. At number 5 is Phantom Dust, which it turns out is an action/card game, not something manufactured in a basement in Fontana. Number 4 is Vagrant Story. This dungeon crawler by Square was a hit, yet it was not exploited in a series of spin-offs and remakes. I'm confused.
coming in at number 3 is the Klonoa series. The titular star of these games looks like the result of one of the Animaniacs mating with a lemur. Number 2 is Jet Grind Radio, a Japanese tale about rival gangs and their turf wars. We have similar stories here, only they're titled West Side Story in colors.
And at number 1 is Beyond Good and Evil. I haven't had this much fun with the camera since the police forcibly removed me from the Akron, Ohio public pool.
Fans of Kafka should be very excited. In Lost Planet Colonies, you'll get to play as the acrid, the giant heat-pooping bug. Sure, this is the same game that came out last year, but taking the role of the enemy is only one of the many new features added to this edition. Our preview explains all. Somewhere in the outer reaches of space, there's a planet, but not just any planet, the Lost Planet. Let's say you visited this lost planet before. Then you're familiar with the Wisconsin-esque weather, the scenic hiking trails, and of course, the acrids. Damn dirty acrids. If you're familiar with all of this and you need a little more, have I got a travel tip for you. A return visit to the Lost Planet with Lost Planet Extreme Conditions Colonies Edition. You know, for the kids. Yeah, we know. The Lost Planet is infested with acrids. Always a vacation negative. But just strap on your old run-of-the-mill vital suit, don't call it a Mac, and you'll be sound as a pound, more or less. But acrids aren't all bad. They have a special energy source that just might help with humankind. Humans. They're so codependent, aren't they?
I'm Yuri. That's Luca and Rick.
Luca lives on the 2nd floor. So why buy this game if you've got Lost Planet already in your possession? Well, there's new multiplayer maps, like Area 921, that's in the desert. And how about the Acrid Egg Battle mode? That do anything for you? But really, there's only one major reason to pick up this bad boy. The ability to play as an acrid. Whew. Somebody had some bean burritos for lunch. To live my life as an acrid, without a care in the world, just going wherever I want, swatting a white human. That's the acrid way to live.
Job's done.
If any or all of this sounds interesting to you, Lost Planet Extreme Conditions Colonies Edition is due out in just a few months.
I'll give you the details.
We'll know just how good this game is then. But for now, die, lousy acrids, die.
Coming up on X-Play, we go on location at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater to talk Halo 3. Then, get trained in the dark art of assassination in the privacy of your own home. We review Ninja Reflex. Plus, we have an all-access look at the music of the Bourne Conspiracy and talk with composer Paul Oakenfold. Stay tuned.
Your review of Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII is just terrible. How can you give the greatest video game prequel only 2 stars? You guys just don't get Japanese stuff or what their video games are trying to do.
Well, welcome back to X-Play, I guess. Thank you for your question, Eris Forever. What you just saw was the polite version of what several fanboys had to say about our Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core review.
He was very civil, wasn't he? Well, our inboxes were bum-rushed, and the viewer responses were so hostile, we actually questioned our original score. I mean, did we have a bad day? What did we miss? To be fair, we decided to give the game a second look and give it a re-review, this time with a clear, unbiased perspective.
Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII is a prequel that stars a
Exciting
character from the original PlayStation game, who now gets his own rich, detailed story. The only problem is,
The story is too good.
Thanks.
this is more of an action RPG in the same vein as Kingdom Hearts. And like that adventure, things are sometimes
Too awesome.
you'll lock on the bad guys without hitting a button, and Zack will run closer if he's out of range. In fact, the entire combat system is far too
Fun.
And unlike other video game companies, Square Enix still has
Ever made a bad game.
if you lose a boss battle, you'll need to
Enjoy.
another round of dialogue before you can try again. That dialogue is
Awesomely.
written and
Awesomely.
delivered. Maybe the script makes perfect sense to the Japanese, but to our ears, it reeks of.
Award-winning material.
But for those who aren't already steeped in the rich tradition of the series, the
Exciting.
combat system and
Glorious.
dialogue is as
Indispensable.
as a purple turtleneck. Man, Shinra really needs to
Sell.
those outfits.
At the Gap.
Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII gets it
6.
Thanks.
out of 5. You got it, right? Never surrender, never retreat. Every month, the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater here in Los Angeles chooses a theme for its unique brand of improv and sketch comedy shows. This month, the theme was video games and Halo 3. We went on location to check it out. Take it as seriously as you want to. The fact of the matter is, a lot of what goes on in gaming is hilarious. That's why the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater here in Los Angeles is hosting an entire month of video game themed shows.
What we do is every month at UCBLA, we've got a different theme. The theme's got something that's going to be popular to everybody that we can do shows in that are fun. It's about pulling themes that are from pop culture, the things that everybody knows, everybody likes, and putting it into comedy.
Alert! Alert! I can see someone!
Any other place, they'll do a show about movies or, a show about anything. There's such a huge audience out there who loves video games, and they're at the age now where they're going out to see shows too. So it's like, why not? Why not do a show that's about video games and about, video game culture?
Is that annoying neighborhood boy? I'm a man!
There are games communities and comedy communities, and it's nice to give people from each side of the fence a chance to, look over and see what's going on. It's amazing, and I think it goes to show that games are becoming a little bit more mainstream.
The theater's tribute to all things gaming also includes a show dedicated to everyone's favorite Spartan.
Halo 3.
You sit in your house and you play this game all the time, and you go to work and you can't talk to anybody about it because they don't play Halo 3, they don't play games. So it's nice just to fill a whole room with people who love games, your buddies, and you talk about all this stuff, and you can say plasma pistol and nuke combo, and people know what you're talking about and laugh and relate to you. It's just fun.
And that's what it's all about.
When X Play returns, we listen to a British guy swear and get a sneak peek of tomorrow's zero punctuation review of Army of Two. There is more coming up right after this.
When we...
Welcome back to X Play. April Fool's Day makes the internet even more unreliable than usual. Another fake video that hit the web today is a trailer for Legend of Zelda, the movie, from production company Rainfall Films.
I welcome the hero of time.
In our time, faith.
What happened to the tradition of April Fool's jokes being funny? All right, Tuesdays have little value for me. Thankfully, there's a bright yellow ray of light in my otherwise dull day. Sneak peek at tomorrow's zero punctuation review of Army of Two.
The major selling point, the one right there in the title, is that you're assisted by an NPC partner. There's more to it than that, obviously, because if there wasn't, I'd have to tactfully break to EA that they were beaten to it by every shooter made in the last 5 years. The major difference is that you have to pull the little levers in your partner's head to make him hold position, regroup, advance, or whatever, and to the game's credit, it's pretty intuitive. It's just that sometimes messing with the little levers causes something to snap inside his noggin. On a couple of occasions, he froze up and just stood there while the enemy turned us both into bullet and hamburger sandwiches. And then there was the time I was standing by a door while he went to push a button across the room and I accidentally pressed the button to regroup, and he ended up endlessly running back and forth like a sheepdog with a piece of shrapnel in its head. Actually, there are quite a lot of things QA should probably have picked up on. Having grown tired of my AI partner's insect-filled brain, I tried playing co-op split screen with a friend. In one shootout sequence, there was an elevated holdout position that I gave him a boosty up to as part of a cunning higher ground strategy, but since my friend had trouble understanding that enemy bullets were something to be avoided, he was taken down. When this happens, you basically can't move or get up until your partner comes over to stick a healing foot up your ass, but since there was now no one to give me a boosty up to where he was, all I could do was hop impotently up and down like a skull-faced bunny until his bad case of idiocy proved terminal.
That's my favorite so far. Remember, you can get Zero Punctuation's full uncensored review of Army of Two only at escapistmagazine.com. And X-Play will have new previews every Tuesday night. For another spite-filled review, Morgan's going to have you covered.
I do. Every day I hear the same thing. Morgan, I want to be a ninja, but I don't want to travel to Japan, join a clan, and study the deadly art of ninjutsu with a sadistic, demanding sensei. Well, first off, you're lazy, and second, don't use the Wii game Ninja Reflex as a substitute. Here's why. Ninja Reflex is exactly what it looks like. A collection of forgettable minigames wrapped up in a full-priced bento box.
Congratulations.
The package includes 6, count 'em, 6 minigames. Some of them are fun, like the Shoryuken shooting range. But there are stinkers. In this one, you simply hit the A button as quickly as you can whenever you see a firefly. Yeah, about as fun as it sounds. There are a multitude of different difficulty settings, but clearly they're using them to stretch out the meager gameplay. At $40, this is the definition of the word overpriced. Ninja Reflex gets a 2 out of 5.
Gotta love that Wii third-party support. When X-Play returns, we head to Miami for an all-access pass inside the music of the Bourne Conspiracy with DJ Paul Oakenfold. We'll be right back.
If you dig. G4 is like a clan of plasma pixies who want nothing more than to satisfy your every entertainment indulgence. They will introduce you to the TV shows you need to know about, fawn over your gadget lust, scour the web for the craziest videos, and plug your brain into the latest comics, game systems, and films. They're good like that. Anyhow, G4 is exactly like that. Kinda.
Welcome back to X-Play. Now, Paul Oakenfold is hard at work on some new music for the Bourne Conspiracy, which is coming to consoles this summer. We've got an all-access pass to the man providing the beats. Miami kicked off its 2008 Winter Music Conference with the Bourne Sessions, an event highlighting the Bourne Conspiracy mixed together with the sounds of world-famous DJ Paul Oakenfold.
Tonight is myself and 20-piece orchestra from the Miami Philharmonic. So we'll start the set off with a lot of my own music, and then we go into the Bourne medley, which is 4 of the tracks that I wrote for Bourne, and I'll bring out various different musicians and we'll play that live, and then we'll pick it up and go full on to a climax, and at the end of the show we'll bring CeeLo out and perform the song.
The developers brought in the international mixmaster to help the game feel like part of the Bourne universe to those already familiar with the films.
Paul Oakenfold's Ready, Steady, Go was used in the Bourne Identity movie during the Mini Cooper Paris chase scene. And who better to actually create some original music for the game?
This is the second game I've done, actually, and I enjoyed the process. I'll tell you why. I think when you're working on game, they allow you to be a lot more creative in terms of music than they do in film. I thought the score for the film was great, but I felt we needed to go a little bit further. It's an original sound rather than just copying what has been done.
Along with the live musical performances, these party people got a chance to feel what it's like to become a $1 million weapon.
Our main goal with the Bourne Conspiracy was to really empower players to feel like they're Jason Bourne. They should look and feel like the way he fights from the movies. You can feel like you drive like him, you feel like you shoot like him. Hopefully at the end of the day, players will really feel like Jason Bourne.
And if you're beating some guy's face in with the book to the beats of Paul Oakenfold, it's kind of hard not to. Well, we'll be back tomorrow with another all-new X-Play at 8. On tomorrow's show, we get our hands all Bjorn Bjorgi in our all-access pass to 2K's Top Spin 3.
And Kristen Holt is here with a fistful of bully cheeks that will make you feel like a tough guy.
And you're watching the Weekend Stack of X-Play.
Another episode of X-Play is going to start right now.
Lucky you. Oh, wait, I'll be there.